This concludes my Fire Emblem 5 Thracia 776 Ironman. I completed the game in a total of 6,429 turns with 14 living units, granting me the high rank of E, which stands for Excellent. 25 of my units died and around 13 were not recruitable for various reasons. Overall, I had a good time. Thracia 776 is a game with many exploits, but none are so broken that they trivialize the game on their own. Even grinding characters to their level cap does not make them invincible, and the endgame is extremely lethal to anyone if you're not careful. The game's design by itself forces you to struggle. The low stat caps, damage formula, and paradigm shift in the endgame to a focus on staff utility provides a wide variety of challenges that make it so juggernauting one character is never the easiest option. Fire Emblem 5 isn't the most difficult game in the series on a turn-by-turn tactics level, especially early on, but on a long-term planning level, it has a lot to offer. And more importantly, it gives you an excellent final challenge to test everything that you've built. For many Fire Emblem games, it's a shame that the developers aren't brave enough to make the endgame actually challenging, with the possibility of not being able to finish the game if your army is too weak. Obviously, soft-locking players right at the final map is not the best thing to do, but there are trade-offs to consider. If the endgame can always be completed regardless of how strong your army is, there's no real payoff to making your army stronger. If there's no climactic final battle where those resources are really needed, why gather those resources? I'm of the opinion that the final battle accounts for a huge percentage of whether or not a Fire Emblem game is difficult. Thracia 776 is one of those games where you do have that climactic final battle where you might not be able to win if you're not ready for it. This is the design philosophy that gives Thracia its reputation for being so clunky, obtuse, and gimmicky, but at the same time, it's a huge part of why it's so interesting and why so many people love it. By having more soft locks and failure conditions than a typical Fire Emblem game, it's constantly giving you things to build towards and watch out for, which gives you a reason to think hard about your strategy, and most importantly, makes those strategies matter. It also helps that Thracia 776 is the only Fire Emblem game that's really like this. Many mechanics will be utterly exhausting to deal with in every game, but seeing them all in this one game really allows for a truly special experience. This game obviously isn't for everyone, but if you're interested in seeing a unique take on Fire Emblem game mechanics, then you really should give Thracia 776 a try. To close things off, I decided to do a tier list, not to rank how useful my characters were, but instead to rank how funny I thought their deaths were in my playthrough. These ranks are largely arbitrary and subjective, so please, feel wronged that your favorite character did not get the ranking that they deserved, just like you would for a normal tier list. And I'll leave you with that. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this series, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and consider donating to my Patreon or becoming a YouTube member for my channel. That's about all for now. Bye.